Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Kyle from Speedbets bringing you guys another UFC video. Today we're going to be taking on UFC 319. We're doing the same thing we did for the last video. We're just going to rapid fire through this, give you guys the 5 locks and everything at the end. Sorry if it's been so busy, man. Can't catch a break right now, but let's get right into this card. Join the Discord, top link in the description. You want to talk about fights, you want to talk about bets, you want to do any of that stuff. Again, the betting is not financial advice. If you're not in a position to bet, don't go gamble. But if you're already going to gamble on the fights, you might as well do it with someone who knows what they're doing, has been doing it for a long time, someone who's not going to charge you for their bets. Let's go, man. First up, we have my boy Alibi taking on Joseph Morales. Joseph Morales with a lot more kind of high-level experience. But, I mean, the Ultimate Fighter, we've seen Alibi. This guy is a problem right now. I don't think he's going to be like some marauder at flyweight. He's not going to make a run to the top 5. He's going to be kind of like an Azad Maksum type. But I think genuinely the Kazakh man's going to come through here. I think he is a problem. For Joseph Morales specifically, I just personally don't see him making a ton of waves in the flyweight division. I think the flyweight division is pretty stiff outside the rankings right now. A lot of people don't care about the tough finale. I'm not going to go through and give you guys a full stylistic breakdown for these guys because it just simply doesn't help many people. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really rate any of the guys that Josh Morales has beaten recently. We're talking about like Anthony Du. I mean, these are like 8-5 guys, 13-7 guys that he's beaten after losing to someone to step up like Figgy or Eric Shelton. I just can't personally see it. Give me a Adiris by I'm gonna go first round knockout. I think he's just gonna get it done. Maybe ground and pound after knocking him down. I just don't see this fight playing out too close. Karine Silva taking on Deani Barbosa. These two are very similar in terms of style. They both have nasty grappling. They both get their takedowns. Their takedowns come in different ways. Barbosa's a lot more for like judoka vibe. But Karine Silva has some legit takedowns while she has cardio. And that Viviani fight, I mean, she looked horrific in the third. Some of the worst optics I've ever seen in a fight. I mean, she was like in no danger of getting finished because Vivi also has garbage cardio. But I mean, it was not looking great for her. But outside of that, she has shown decent cardio, so I don't really know what happened. I don't know if she was sick or something. Deani Barbosa, I mean, I haven't seen enough, in my opinion. At the UFC level, I haven't seen enough from her. It just feels like every time Deani Barbosa fights a good wrestler stylistically, she's just not performing too well. She doesn't have the best cardio in the world. I mean, we saw her, she lost to Jenna Bishop, phenomenal grappler, just kind of controlled that fight. Miranda Maverick, I mean, what does Miranda Maverick do? Miranda Maverick's not a striking threat, she's going to take you down and hold you there. And that's exactly what happened. You got controlled for 8 minutes out of that fight. In the Ernesta Kate fight, she won the first 2 rounds, like barely, mixing in some grappling, ended up going 2-11 for takedowns. And then Kate beat the absolute brakes off of her in the 3rd round. I mean, this 3rd round has potential to be like one of the worst 3rd rounds we've ever seen. Because I don't see a finish happening. I think Karine Silva might be able to take down Deani Barbosa and just kind of keep her there. I mean, same way she was able to do Viviane. Because I think at range, Karine Silva is the better striker. So if she wants to keep this fight standing, I think that's a path too. But I believe it was the 2nd round in the Vivi fight. She just took her down and held her there for over half the round. I don't see why something similar couldn't happen in this fight. I think Karine Silva just has more ways to win. I don't think Deani Barbosa is that good at all. So give me Karine Silva by decision. Edson Barbosa taking on Drakkar Klose. Guys, I'm just going to be honest. Drakkar Klose and Edson are both old as shit. Edson Barbosa coming back up to 155. Drakkar Klose has been chinny forever, man. This guy's never had a chin. Barbosa's coming up. Dare I say, oh man. It's hard for me to even say this with a straight face. This guy got his ass kicked by Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy beat him up. That's something you can't say about just about anybody else in the UFC. Lerone Murphy has never really beat someone up before. Lerone Murphy has been losing and caught a knee knockout. Lerone Murphy has point fought his way through the UFC ranking so far. Edson Barbosa is the only fighter that I can say Lerone Murphy has beat up. And I think it's the weight cut, man. Why is Edson Barbosa cutting to 145 at age 39? Like, what are we doing? Why did he make that career decision? Drakkar Klose doesn't have a chin. Edson Barbosa is still a good striker. I mean, Edson Barbosa has absolutely no reason to lose this fight. I don't think he's going to be chinny. Drakkar Klose, he should try to crowd Barbosa, push him to the cage, take him down, just kind of nut hug. Have we seen Drakkar Klose nut hug for a full 15? like ever. I personally can't think of a time. I mean, with the exception of his debut fight against Devin Powell, the most control time we've seen Drakkar Klose have in a fight is like 2.5 to 3 minutes. Especially at this stage in his career, I don't think he's really strapping on the wrestling boots every day. I don't see Edson Barboza getting held down like he did against Bryce Mitchell or he did against Khabib. I mean, I think Edson Barboza is a way more dangerous fighter, and he's also going to be the faster fighter. His striking defense is abysmal. He gets hit a ton. Drakkar Klose, let's not pretend like this guy has some wicked power. I mean, how many knockouts does Drakkar Klose have in the UFC? Oh yeah, one against Brandon Jenkins, and then one that is a slam on Joe Selecki. I'm not counting the slam as, like, I'm not going to accredit that to his hands. And Brandon Jenkins, that guy's just fucking garbage. Let's be 100% honest here. I think Edson Barboza cleans here. I think Edson Barboza absolutely dismantles Drakkar Klose. He might get hit a ton in the process, but I think Edson Barboza's live for like a round 3 knockout. I mean, dude, Edson Barboza turned the clock back with a little 3rd round wheel kick knockout. It's not crazy to say, man. I think Drakkar Klose is incredibly chinny. The Young Slayer's coming in against Alexander Hernandez. Chase Hooper has only been fighting the elderly men. First young fighter in quite a bit. But I think he still gets it done. I mean, Alexander Hernandez is nothing special. If this guy was like even remotely gifted and talented, I think it would benefit him. I mean, Alexander Hernandez hasn't exactly been fighting spring chickens either. Last time out against Kurt Halabaugh, I'm not even too sure that he won that fight. He won that by out-rustling Kurt Halabaugh, which has been Kurt Halabaugh's demise for his entire career. And then, I mean, let's not pretend like this guy didn't make Moicano look like a world beater. This guy made Moicano look like a world-class grappler. I mean, I think little Hooper here is just going to take him down and pretty much just roll. I mean, what is Alexander Hernandez going to do here? The guy doesn't have wicked power. His staple win is effectively a fluke knockout over Dariush in his debut. He hasn't looked like that since. I mean, the guys he's beating, you haven't even heard of most of these guys. Like, I'm pretty deep into the UFC. I'm pretty deep into the sport. I'm literally capping, like, regional promotions. I haven't heard of some of these guys that he's beating. Like, sorry, I'm not familiar with Kritz Gusselmacher. Like, my apologies, man. I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to get at here is Chase Hooper has no reason to lose this fight. Alexander Hernandez is not good enough to be a struggle for him. Chase Hooper should be able to find a submission here. But if he can't, it's just going to be, like, chain grappling to position over and over again. I don't think Hernandez is going to be stuffing takedowns. Even if he is, he's less busy on the feet. Chase Hooper has, like, the threat of the takedown opens up a lot on the feet. Ask Borshev how that went. I think the Hooper could even start feinting takedowns and wailing that garbage overhand. The overhand that looks like it's underwater with how slow it's moving. Chase Hooper could land a couple of those. I mean, I don't really see a finish unless it's a sub from Hooper in this fight. Hernandez doesn't have the power to knock out Hooper like Steve Garcia did. So my official pick is going to be Chase Hooper by submission round 2. A decision would not surprise me one bit, though. Jessica Andrade taking on Lupi Godinez. Lupi Godinez, one of the worst fighters in the UFC in terms of fight IQ. The thing about Lupi is she can wrestle, she can strike a little bit, she can pretty much do it all. She'll never do the same thing twice. She wrestled last fight, 5 takedowns against Julia Pilastri, entirely gassed out in the 3rd. Got the shit kicked out of her by Julia Pilastri. And then afterwards she was like saying she had to take a shit or something. I don't know. I don't buy that. She looked horrific in the 3rd. I've had to take a shit before and look better than that. I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. Why would you also stand up and willingly take body kicks and body shots when you have to, whatever. Well, you know what, whatever. I don't think that was the truth. I think she gassed out from wrestling too hard. 5 takedowns in 2 rounds. Understandable, whatever. Jessica Andrade sucks at grappling. Black belt that can't stop a takedown. Black belt that can't get up. Black belt that can't defend a rear naked choke. I mean, it's awful. Her grappling sucks. And Lupi Godinez can actually grapple. If Lupi Godinez wants to take her down, if she comes out, shoots a takedown on Jessica Andrade instantly, guess what? Lupi's probably going to win this fight, and she could genuinely find a finish, because Andrade does not know how to defend submissions. I don't know what she's drilling in the gym, if she's exclusively drilling like right hooks and then her own top game submission, because I haven't seen shit for Jessica Andrade in terms of improvement. She hasn't improved once in the last 10 years of fighting. I mean, Lupi has all the tools to win. I just don't think she's going to. I can't count on Lupi to win 2 fights in a row, especially when I'm paying chalk for her. Tell me this fight doesn't scream Lupi tries to test her striking and just gets the shit kicked out of her for 3 rounds. I mean, man, it's just... If Lupi were to beat Jessica Andrade, Lupi would be the worst fighter Jessica Andrade has lost to in the last decade, and it's not even remotely close. Let me run you through these losses, because everyone wants to talk about how Jessica Andrade is always getting finished, how she's always losing. Jasmine Jasudavicius, top 5 on an absolute tear. I think she's on 5-fight winning streak with 3 submissions. Her the only 2 losses in Jasmine's UFC run are to Natalia Silva and Tracy Cortez, 2 people that were able to stuff her takedowns. Okay. Then we have Natalia Silva, undefeated in the UFC so far. I don't think Natalia Silva is going to get beat. Straight up, I think Natalia Silva is the best 125 fighter in the world right now. We have Tatiana Suarez, insane pressure wrestler, grappler. It took Weili with just a better gas tank to take her out. Okay. The only loss in Tatiana Suarez's career is when she fought for the belt. Yan Xiaonan. You know what you have to do to be Yan Xiaonan? You have to be a grappler. Jessica Andrade, not a grappler. Yan Xiaonan's a phenomenal striker, one of the best strikers in the 115 division. Erin Blanchfield. What does Erin Blanchfield do? Takes you down and submits you. Well, what happened there? Jessica Andrade cannot stop takedowns. You have Valentina Shevchenko, taken down, ground and pounded, can't stop takedowns. Rose Namajunas. This is the one. This is the one. Lupi has to do this if she wants to win this fight without necessarily wrestling too much. Lupi has to replicate that game plan if she wants to win this fight without grappling, and I don't think she can do that. And then the other losses are to Weili, Raquel Pennington, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, all former champions. I mean, what are we doing? Lupi Godinez sucks. Jessica Andrade also sucks, but is a little bit better at striking. Man, if Lupi wants to grapple, she could easily submit Jessica Andrade, easily submit Jessica Andrade. I just don't think Lupi's going to grapple, so I'm going to go Jessica Andrade by decision. GM3 versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. This fight right here is amazing because GM3, man, can't strike, but boy, he can grapple. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, man, he can strike, but boy, he can't grapple. This fight is awesome. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk had that performance recently against Cedric Dumas, where he literally threw his hook so hard that he threw it past Cedric's head. He clipped Cedric with his bicep, and Cedric somehow goes down, and then Cedric just forgets that he has to actually move. He just shells up in the ground. He was blocking just about every single elbow Mikhail was throwing at him. Cedric was in no real risk of being TKO'd or anything. He wasn't going to get knocked out on the floor. He was just getting hit a little bit. And then the ref stops the fight. GM3 is coming off the fight where he couldn't get his takedown, which is relatively rare. Say what you want about GM3, usually he's able to get his game going in that second and third round. But Brad Tavares, he's just a tough guy to take down. He's always been tough to take down. And then GM3 with recent submissions over Brian Barberena, Edmund Shabazian, Bruno Silva in there. GM3 does a lot of losing, okay? He's 12-11 in the UFC. It's no coincidence. This guy doesn't win often. But when he does, man, he makes it count. Let me break down the GM3 game plan. It's literally just Homer Simpson. He just gets the shit kicked out of him for the first round, weathers the storm because my guy's durable, and then we wait for you to gas yourself out trying to finish him, and then he just submits you. I mean, it's a foolproof game plan except for when it isn't. And say what you want, a lot of people are going to say GM3 is oh, this guy's not durable at all. This guy has only been knocked out 4 times in his near 60 professional fights. 60 professional fights, this guy's been knocked out 4 times. You want to know who those were? Joe Pyfer. Okay. Hamzat Chimaev. Okay. Ian Heinisch, which is a little interesting. Whatever. And then Thiago Santos. I mean, is Mikal on the level of those guys? Maybe Ian Heinisch, but really, I can't see a world where Mikal is on that level. I can't see it. And GM3, generally, he just plays around on the ground too much and ends up just getting submitted because you can't TKO him. I don't think Mikal could submit anyone. I think a grappling match between me and Mikhail Olszewski might be competitive, and I suck at jiu-jitsu, man. I haven't been doing it that long. I suck at jiu-jitsu. And I think I could compete with this guy. I mean, this guy knocked down Kevin Holland and then dolphin dived into his guard like it was Call of Duty. And he just threw himself right into the armbar. He just literally handed Kevin Holland the armbar. I mean, and when Mikal gets taken down in the first couple rounds, he does a decent job getting back up. Like we saw even against Kyle Barallo. He's able to get back up in the first round, but then he just wilts. He doesn't have the heart, he doesn't have the conditioning, he doesn't have the grappling credentials to survive in there. And this fight just screams GM3 arm triangle. I mean, I can't see many other ways this fight goes rather than GM3 arm triangle. Because let's just say it how it is. Mikhail Olszewski has been submitted in the UFC 5 times. That's not good. I got armbarred in the first round by Kevin Holland, rear nakeded by Michelle Pereira in the first round, rear nakeded by Kaio in the second round, Kimura by Jimmy Crute in the first, Von Flood by OSP. I mean, dude, just come on, give me GM3, give me GM3 by submission. I don't care what anyone says. This is a relatively high confidence pick for me. GM3 is so, weathered, but I love the guy. Hometown hero, man. Give me GM3, age 37, to get it done against Mikhail Olszewski. Mikhail's brother's coming in on the Contender Series. It's time we get the trash Olszewski out of the UFC. We bring in the better one. And I'm all here for it. Give me GM3 by submission, round 2. We have Susurkev here. Bysinger Susurkev. Taking on Eric Nolan. And I'm just going to not waste anyone else's time here. Eric Nolan doesn't belong. I mean, Eric Nolan, welterweight champion over in CFFC. And I watched just a couple fights, and I don't really need to watch too much more. He's not capable of taking down Susurkev. He doesn't have the size to knock out Susurkev. I know they're technically the same height or whatever. He was 175, or he was 170. He's now 185. He doesn't fill up to 185. He's going to look a lot smaller than Susurkev. And it is just Susurkev by knockout in probably the first round. I mean, there's not a whole lot of analysis that needs to go into this. The UFC called this dude on 4 days' notice to come back in here. It is what it is. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. Now, I think Kai Asakura is absolutely garbage. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Kai Asakura sucks. Half this guy's highlight reel is moves that are not even legal in the UFC. This guy cannot grapple. He cannot wrestle. Tim Elliott, to his credit, is a pretty damn good grappler. I mean, this guy uses his veteran-savvy maneuvers to grab the gloves, grab the cage. He's a little sneaky with it. Kai Asakura has no reason to lose this fight, but dude, he just might. I mean, we haven't seen Tim Elliott in almost 2 years now. The guy was old when he left. He's going to be even older now. His path to victory is very simple. It's take down Kai Asakura and choke him out. It's just tough for me to see him being able to do that with the way that Kai Asakura was defending takedowns. Granted, he really wasn't, but he was defending them while throwing knees, if you know what I mean. Like, he got taken down because he was throwing knees, but I think those knees might be enough to knock out a guy like Elliott, or to stumble a guy like Elliott. This fight should be Kai Asakura by knockout. Tim Elliott has been pretty durable, to his credit. This guy's a phenomenal grappler. He was out-wrestling and out-grappling Muhammad Makayev. That's nothing to scoff at. I really, really, really want to pick Tim Elliott, and the line is wide. You should not be paying minus 340 for Kai Asakura. I think if you're betting Kai Asakura, you should bet him by knockout. I don't know that this guy can really win minutes in this fight. He's not like a crazy busy striker. He just has a lot of power. He wins moments. I'm going to go Kai Asakura by knockout because that's how this fight should play out if everything makes sense. But just know for a fact, I do not think Kai Asakura is good. And Tim Elliott is definitely live in this fight. We have Jerry Cannonier coming in against Michael Venom Page. This one right here, It is striker versus striker, but if Jared Cannonier wants to keep this fight competitive, it has to be striker versus grappler. To his credit, Jared Cannonier has been pushing a grappling pace a lot more in his recent fights. Not necessarily like chaining takedowns together. I mean, he is like 40 something. Like, it's not that he's doing that. He's trying though. He had Imavov up against the cage trying to take down Imavov. He didn't want to grapple with Kyle. That's understandable. And then he took down Vettori like 4 times. Very just like kind of strength-oriented takedowns. Wasn't a whole lot of technique. It was just kind of power. I think that's what you have to do to MVP. And this guy is not a grappler. Not a good grappler, like, at all. Ian Gary like was sitting on this guy's back way, way too high, and he just couldn't shake him off. I don't foresee Cannonier taking the back of Michael Venom Page standing. Let's get that out there, but I think Cannonier should be chasing takedowns in this fight. MVP is a very hard fighter to hit. People do not land on this guy. Shara Magomedov, who has like some of the craziest output in the division, was not able to land on this guy. We saw Kevin Holland getting mad, physically upset in the octagon because he couldn't land on this guy. And I mean, Ian Gary was getting outstruck, got hit with some power shots. Is it crazy to say Michael Venom Page could knock out Cannonier? I don't think it's crazy to say. I think a decision's more likely. Cannonier's been durable. But I mean, watch that 5th round against Kaio back. I mean, this guy got absolutely stiffed. Kaio hit him, his entire body froze, and he fell. If Kaio walked away, that would have been a walk-off knockout. But instead, he chose to engage. Cannonier was able to recover himself a little bit. The Imavov fight was a bit of an early stoppage, but it kind of saved the inevitable. Imavov is a crazy good striker. And then Marvin Vettori like 10-8'd Cannonier in that first round. I mean, that was horrific. Marvin Vettori beat the shit out of Cannonier in that first round. I have to go MVP by decision. I can't see a world where Cannonier is chain wrestling for this fight. But know that it's out there and know that it's possible. But give me MVP by decision. We have Jeff Neal taking on Carlos Prates. Man, this is a tough fight for Carlos Prates. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Jeff Neal, he thrives in the pocket. He thrives in the striking. Like, this is kind of where Jeff Neal wants to be. I mean, he doesn't want to be fighting the rangy guys that are in and out like Ian Gary. The guys that can also just cage hug you like Ian Gary. Prates has a good clinch, but he's not a cage holder. I think Prates might come out a little bit slower, which is crazy because this guy always comes out slow. I shouldn't even say he's going to come out slower. I know this guy's going to come out slow. I mean, this guy was getting out volume by Neil Magny in the first round before he found the knockout. I mean, this guy was getting pieced up by Trevin Giles on the feet. This guy was losing like every single fight, every single first round pretty much except for the Magny one. And maybe the Leech one. I think the Leech was pretty much one-way traffic, but Carlos Prates is not a minute winner, man. This guy doesn't start trying until like halfway through the fight, it seems. In the Ian Gary fight, he didn't start trying until the 5th round. He was just literally getting pieced up, happy to be getting pieced up. He was stuffing a couple of the takedowns. I mean, Gary shot like 20 times. I just don't think Jeff Neal is the kind of guy that's going to sit down and let Carlos Prates beat him up. I mean, people are trying to make it out like Jeff Neal is the unk, and this is like, he's taking on the new guard. There's like 2.5 years or 3 years of age between these guys. Prates 31, Jeff Neal 34. This guy's still in his physical prime. I mean, he beat the brakes off Vicente Luque. He got styled on by Wonderboy. That's going to happen, okay. The fight against RDA, unfortunate knee injury for RDA, whatever. And then it's a split decision loss to Ian Gary. And then it's an absolute war with Shavkat, the first man to make Shavkat even look remotely human. I mean, Jeff Neal has pretty much made a career out of taking these guys to close type fights. I don't see Carlos Prates sparking Jeff Neal. I don't see Jeff Neal getting put down. I mean, knocked out once by Kevin Holland. He said Kevin Holland was the hardest hitter he's ever fought. That is a little concerning. But for this fight, I love the over 2.5 plus money bet. I think that's phenomenal. I'm going to take Carlos Prates to win by decision because he's just going to land a little bit more damage. But if Jeff Neal gets this via split decision, don't be surprised. That shouldn't come as a crazy surprise to you if Jeff Neal can win this fight here. I just think this is a super competitive fight. I think Jeff Neal has an opportunity to find a lot of moments in the boxing combinations. Carlos Prates, his boxing was pretty much exposed by Ian Gary. I mean, he was landing through his guard at will. I think Jeff Neal can take a lot of that and replicate it into his own game here. Give me that Jeff Neal plus 3.5, over 2.5 rounds for the fight. Maybe a little sprinkle Jeff Neal by decision. Fight goes split, something like that. There's a lot you can do with this fight. But yeah, I like it a lot. You Give me Carlos Prates by split decision. Lerone Murphy taking on Aaron Pico. Now, I don't know if hell froze over. Why are we calling Lerone Murphy by knockout? I've heard more people this week glazing Lerone Murphy than I have ever seen in the combination of Lerone Murphy's entire UFC career. What? What? Dude, I'm seeing TikTok after TikTok, Instagram reel after Instagram reel, YouTube video after YouTube video. People are calling Lerone Murphy the lock of this century. They're saying Lerone Murphy by knockout, free money. Dude, I think you should be put in a mental institution for even putting Lerone Murphy's name in the same sentence as knockout. What are you on? Dude, people are so petrified from Patchy Mix's fight to the point where they think that every single Bellator fighter is garbage. They just want to ignore the fact that MVP came in and absolutely styled on Kevin Holland. Who was ranked, by the way? Kevin Holland was ranked. Lerone Murphy, he's ranked. He's not highly ranked. This isn't Movsar Evloev. I wasn't going to sit here and pick Aaron Pico over Movsar, but that's a dumb pick. Movsar is way better. Stylistically, this is one of the best possible fights that Aaron Pico could have drawn. If you can't accept that, if you're so scared, and dude, don't even come at me, for Patchy Mix, all that I told you guys to bet is the decision, no action. Only bet that I told you guys to bet because I know Patchy Mix's striking isn't good. I told you that in the breakdown. I know his striking isn't good. He's not going to win minutes on the feet. If Mario Bautista could find a way to stuff takedowns, he was going to win that fight. Now, it worked out in our favor. Patchy Mix didn't even shoot takedowns, so we just got a refund on that bet. But I wasn't going to tell you guys to bet Patchy Mix money line at plus or minus like 200. Are you crazy? That was never the play. Don't come at me for that. Patchy Mix should have won the fight. Yes, he should have grappled. Mario Bautista has holes in the grappling. Man, Lerone Murphy can't stop a takedown. When Josh Emmett is getting 4 takedowns on you, something's wrong. Because who is Josh Emmett taking down in recent years? The only fight in the last decade where Josh Emmett has more than one singular takedown is against Lerone Murphy. Only fight in the last decade. Josh Emmett with a 37% takedown accuracy across his UFC career. And he's fighting predominantly strikers. He's not fighting guys that should have good takedown defense. He's fighting strikers. And he's not able to take them down, and then he takes down Lerone Murphy 4 times. He's like powerbombing Lerone Murphy. You want to talk about Lerone Murphy taking on Gabriel Santos on short notice for Gabriel Santos? I understand it was technically short notice for Murphy too, but I don't think Santos even had a fight scheduled. He just got called up from the regional scene. I don't think Lerone Murphy won that fight. I think Santos should have gotten the nod there, and he did it with the grappling. He did it with the wrestling, 5 takedowns. Went to a split decision. Lerone Murphy got the nod. I don't know if that was the right call. I mean, we're seeing, was that Makwan Americani? Makwan Americani takes down Lerone Murphy, holds him down for 4 minutes in the first round. Lerone Murphy has good get-ups when he's taken down. That doesn't stop the fact that he gets taken down. I don't see Aaron Pico gassing out. This guy's training with TJ Dillashaw, his old strength coach. Phenomenal over there. Pico should be in great shape for a 3-round fight. He was asking for a 5-round fight. This guy has cardio for days. From every bit of tape that I've watched on Aaron Pico, this guy's not a minute loser. Like, people want to say Lerone Murphy's going to point fight this guy. I haven't seen anybody point fight Aaron Pico. You can't pull up tape of somebody point fighting Aaron Pico. Like, if there was tape out there of these guys sitting there with a jab, stuffing Aaron Pico's takedowns, jabbing him up a little bit, even if Pico got the knockout late, if I could find that literally anywhere throughout his career, like anywhere at all, I might pick Murphy. Pico is not a minute loser. He has great takedowns. He has power on the feet. His striking, he is flat-footed, similarly to Patchy Mix. He is, but guess what? You guys want to talk about this? Patchy Mix, he landed a lot of strikes. Patchy Mix landed 122 significant strikes with his awful movement, with his awful footwork. He's standing flat-footed, and that's okay occasionally. Now, when Mario Bautista's moving all about, Mario Bautista wasn't blocking all those punches. That 3rd round, Patchy Mix really started to land on Mario Bautista. But given that Patchy Mix doesn't have any power on the feet, Bautista had nothing to respect. Pico, on the other hand, has lots of power. He is flat-footed. He will stand there flat-footed and he will throw. The difference is between him and Patchy Mix, and why I hate people making this comparison, is that Patchy Mix couldn't hurt a fly on the feet. Aaron Pico puts people to fucking sleep. When Aaron Pico hits you with that left hook, it's different. When he hits your body with that hook, you fall. It's not crazy to say that Lerone Murphy wins this fight, but to have the amount of confidence that a lot of people have in Lerone Murphy is insane. Lerone Murphy's best career win is Josh Emmett, and it was a 48-47 decision. The only person, I couldn't even who's the last person to have a competitive fight with Josh Emmett? Who was it? I don't know. We're talking Calvin Kattar. What are we doing? Why? Now I understand, the odds makers understand this fight. The odds makers know the UFC. They know what's going on. There's a reason Pico's the favorite, and people are acting genuinely surprised. Lerone Murphy doesn't stop takedowns. He's been hurt in multiple fights. You want to watch Dan Ige drop this guy with a wicked left hook? Yeah, I got news for you. If Pico lands that same left hook, Lerone Murphy's probably not getting up. Just straight up being honest with you. Lerone Murphy's open to the check hook. Pico's live for a knockout or to win this fight by rustling. And give me Aaron Pico. He's one of my more confident picks on the card. I don't think that Lerone Murphy is deserving of all this credit he's getting. And we have Dricus taking on Khamzat. Now, as much as I want Dricus du Plessis to win this fight, I don't think he has a chance. I'm going to be 100% honest. I think Khamzat is the real deal. I think Khamzat's going to take him down round 1. He's going to take Dricus down round 2. And then everyone wants to act like Khamzat, when round 3 starts, he just magically loses his ability to fight. You want to watch the fights where Dricus has to utilize his grappling? It's not good. You can take down Adesanya. I don't even want to know how fast Khamzat would submit Adesanya. It wouldn't take him 4 rounds and losing striking exchanges to do it, I'll tell you that. Khamzat, this guy is the truth. And now if Khamzat somehow loses this fight, people are like, oh my god, Dricus is so good. Dricus finds ways to win. You can watch all the tape in the world. There's nothing you can find on Dricus through his tape that gives you a reason to pick him over Khamzat, besides for the fact that he just seems to get it done. He was a slightly better striker than Strickland. He's a better grappler than Adesanya. Robert Whittaker has no chin. These aren't excuses. These are valid reasons for why he won the fight. I'm not taking anything away from Dricus. I absolutely love this guy. I want Dricus to win this fight very badly. But I just don't think that he does. I think Khamzat's grappling is just next level. I think his chain wrestling, his transitions, how fast he's able to latch onto submissions. You don't even need to sit in the position for like 5 seconds before you're locked into submission. He crushed Whittaker's teeth and he had him tapping 1 second into the choke. And, I'm keeping this one plain. I'm keeping this one simple. Give me Khamzat by round 3 submission. People want to act like his gas tank is horrific. It's not. He's also training over there with TJ Dillashaw's strength coach, with Pico and all them. This guy, his gas tank, if he's just purely grappling, it's totally fine. Do we think Dricus is going to stuff takedowns over and over and over and over? I don't see it. If Dricus can stop takedowns and keep this fight striking early, in my opinion, Dricus has to win the first round if he wants to win this fight. Because if he doesn't, he's just going to get drowned. Dricus is going to gas out. Khamzat might be a little bit more tired, but not really. People want to say Dricus has a magic gas tank. Dricus has a striking gas tank. He punches his way through when he's tired. Because grappling and striking cardio, 2 completely different things. Khamzat has grappling cardio. This guy could probably roll for an hour straight and not be that tired. Dricus, I don't think he could do that. 100%, I don't think he could do that. No, Dricus could strike for 5 rounds. Khamzat could absolutely not strike for 3 rounds. For 5. If this fight stays striking for 2 or 3 rounds, Khamzat will gas. Absolutely. His striking cardio is not there. But his grappling cardio is phenomenal. And I think realistically Khamzat is going to win this fight by round 3 submission. So yeah, man, let's get right into the locks. All right, here we go, man. We got the 5 locks. We have Surkaev. Like I said, this is a mismatch. He's just literally made for him to win. Slayer, Chase Hooper, he's going to get it done. Hernandez is not good. Aaron Pico, I just explained to you why this is a great stylistic matchup for him. Edson Barboza, way more dangerous. Drakkar Klose is not. He doesn't have the chin to keep up. And unfortunately, Kaya-Skura. Very unfortunately, Kaya-Skura. So just 1 or 2% more confident in him than I am in Khamzat. Khamzat was going to be one of the 5 locks. He really was. But I'm just slightly more confident in Kaya Sakura. I think Tim Elliott's going to get hurt by those knees if he tries shooting takedowns too early in this fight. We get to the underdog opportunities. Jessica Andrade. Like I just said, Lupi doesn't do the same thing twice. I don't trust her to wrestle again. Give me Andrade by decision. GM3. Mikal cannot grapple. Straight up. Ruziboyev. Ruziboyev is an absolute dog, and I think he's incredibly live to win against Brian Battle. If the DFS slips, I'm covering up the Better logo because there wasn't a lot I liked on Better this week, so we're doing a pick 6 3-man. They have a 60% boost right now. So we have Pratez lower on fantasy points. We have Michael Venom Page lower on SIG strikes. Kaya Sakura lower on 6 strikes. Pratez, if he gets a decision win like I have it planned out to be, he's not going to get this. It is not possible unless you mix in grappling to really get 92.5 SIG strikes just from striking. Unless he has like 2 or 3 knockdowns. And then Michael Page and Kaya Sakura are just generally low volume guys. Guys that have potential to finish their opponent. In the middle, Cannonier under 48.5 strikes. MVP doesn't get hit. Cannonier's not even throwing that much volume outside of the Vittori fight. He's going way under. Jeff Neal over 39.5. Carlos Pratez gets hit. Carlos Pratez has gotten hit a lot, especially with Ian Gary piecing him up last time. Jeff Neal should be able to see some holes. I have this fight going 3 rounds. I think 39.5 is pretty good. Then we have Carlos Pratez under 20.5 round 1 6 strikes. This guy doesn't start trying until the fight's already almost over. And then Mikhail Oleksiejczuk lower on fantasy score. I just don't even think he wins the fight. Free parlays here. We have Suzuki moneyline minus 950. Horrible line, but there's no props available right now, so I couldn't really do a ton with it. Karine Silva, Diony Barbosa over 1.5 rounds. They're both so bad in the 3rd round that one of them could just quit. I don't know. And then Asakura by KO decision minus 250. Way better than his money line. Tim Elliott has been submitted, but Kaya Sakura is not a submission specialist by any means. And then on the bottom here, Chase Hooper submission or decision minus 200. I think that's a phenomenal line for that. He's not going to knock out Hernandez in my opinion. And then Jeff Neal and Pratez to complete 1 full round. Carlos Pratez isn't going to get a round 1 knockout outside of like the Neil Magny fight. I think he maybe has 1. At least in the UFC. He's obviously got some regionally, but. And then yeah, very quick here. We'll just have you guys join the Discord. Top link in the description. We're doing a lot of stuff. We're sending out a lot of bets. Waiting for hockey season, football season to come back. It's going to be a ton of fun, and we will catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.